It is Thursday, May 18th, 2023, and on the road in the Digibug with Black Dogs. Got my Black Dogs. It's a song by Led Zeppelin, isn't it? Black Dog? I think it is. I don't know. Pauly P, help me out. Spinning the discs. Pauly P from the truck. All right, so I was wondering what, community's an important thing. Knowing people, but okay, man. I want to talk about the tipping point. And what's the tipping point? That was in my head. At what point are people gonna just say enough is enough? We got this report that shows We've got this report that shows Durham report shows that basically everybody's colluding, everybody's lying, and we had 4 years of government money spent on investigations that really didn't matter. And at the time Trump said that. It's all BS. Nobody wanted to believe it. We got all, oh no, this is happening, that's happening. It turns out it was all a lie at your expense. Your government is colluding against you and, your choice and who you might want to vote for. They're trying to skew your information and steer you in a different direction. And it's just like, at what point are we getting upset about this? And I'm past that. Anyway, I'm not going to go into it. I'm way past it. Now you get to the point when you're way past it, you say it doesn't matter, there's no fixing it, it's too big. The only way to end it is to starve it. And that's the money. Stop the money. Stop using the money. Opt out. Opt out. I see people, constantly, hey, I bought a little more silver today. Hey, look what I'm getting this. Hey, I'm stacking Litecoin. I'm doing this. Whatever it is, you better realize if you continue to play in that dollar vampire casino, the Federal Reserve notes on top of that, what you think is $1, if you continue to play in that, you're continuing to fund it. You're continuing to employ all those vampires in that casino that are just out to take your energy. So you opt out. You get out of it. You find ways to get out of it. And I don't care what it is. Anything that's going to survive when that casino implodes. You've seen them in Vegas, kind of like Building 7, controlled demolitions. Boom, 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 boom. See those casinos implode? Well, when this vampire casino implodes, this Federal Reserve note casino, when it implodes, you don't want to be in it. But you want to make sure you got something besides the poker chips that they issued, because they all blew up and they got crushed. So that's the key. Find sound money, sound assets that can exist and flourish when the casino falls, when the government fails. Because the government issued money at that point, it's not going to be worth anything. That's what sound money is. It exists on its own outside of government, outside of a central bank. Has no obligations. That's what you want to be looking for. So anyway, what's the tipping point? I don't know. But I did get sidetracked on, come on, Franny, on the community thing, mentioning Pauly P and Black Dog. That's important. I don't like being around people. I'll be honest with you. I really don't. And it's not everybody. That's pretty much everybody. It's just my select group that I like to be around. I don't mind being around people as long as they're the people I choose to be around. I don't want to have to be around people who buy into a mindset, who are living a mindset and in the matrix. People that think that everything's okay. Oh, this whole system's going to work itself out. Oh, we just need to raise the debt ceiling. Why wouldn't we do that? We've done it 78 times in the past, or whatever number it is. Keep kicking the can down the road instead of fixing the problems. Let's fix the problems, because the longer we go and not fix the problems, the worse it's going to be. Could have fixed it in 2008. No, not going to do it. Could have fixed it with the gold standard we went off of in 1971. Could have said at that point, okay, yeah, we need to have sound money. We can't be floating these. No. It doesn't matter, though. 64 took the silver out of the money. Could have fixed it. All that stuff fixes it because it maintains its purchasing power. Gold at the time was what, 35, 50 bucks? I don't know what it was. And then you see throughout the 70s, it goes sky high. Now it's $2,000 an ounce. Well, how do you go from $50 an ounce to $2,000 an ounce? How do you go from a silver dime, a 90% silver dime that's worth 10 cents, that's now worth $2? It's because your purchasing power got eroded because they created more of those dollars, those Federal Reserve notes. But Silver stayed the same, gold stayed the same. Takes more of those dollars to buy it because they inflated the dollars. That's inflation. Inflate the money supply. And that bleeds over, channels over into the price. Then you have price inflation. But you usually don't have price inflation. I mean, you can in certain instances, scarcity. Usually they don't have broad price inflation unless you first have monetary inflation. Because how do prices go up on a broad scale if you don't have more money to be able to drive the prices up? I mean, you can want to raise the prices all day long, but if the money's not in the system, nobody can pay for it. So the price can't go up. So then you have, price deflation. Anyway, whole economics thing. But just realize the reason why prices go up is because you got more money to drive the prices up. It's common sense. If there's less money in the whole supply pool, well, the prices can't go up. Some of things you need might go up, but other things are going to collapse because you don't need them. Nobody's going to buy it. All right. Enough of that ranting. But my point is, I don't want to be around that mindset of people. I'm an educator, still certified to teach. Don't teach in the public school system anymore. Choose not to. Didn't like it because I really wasn't teaching. It's just not worth it to me. I choose not to be around that madness. I don't want to be around that madness because you've got too many people who are not being, and you can teach the things you want to an extent, but it's just, a lot of it's just fluff. I don't even want to get into that. I choose to be around people who want to learn. That's why I like the crypto space, because people who've been drawn to crypto, they've been drawn to crypto. Look at this. This is like Mimblewimble, the Mimblewimble side chain, attached to the main chain here. She's got her own thing going on. Okay. But I choose not to be a part of that system anymore. I don't want to be a part of that system. It's just that I'd rather teach people who want to learn. And as I was saying, the crypto space, that has brought a lot of people into it because they're searching for, they feel like they're losing in the existing system. So they think, oh shoot, look at this Pepe coin. There's a rabbit out there and she's freaking shaking looking at it. Oh my gosh. See, if I roll the window down, she'll probably hop out. I don't know if I want to do that. Let's crack them a little bit. Oh, jeez. Hey, no. Oh my gosh. Head out the window. She's going to hang herself. Oh my gosh, if that rabbit only knew. A lot of us are like rabbits. If we only knew. We only realized what's, the dog's right there ready to feast on us. They're just setting us up. We think everything's fine. Oh, there's grass here. Yeah, it's all good. Keep that grass coming. Keep that money flowing. When the money stops flowing, then you got a problem. So a lot of people in the crypto space, they've been drawn to the crypto space because, they've been drawn to the crypto space because they've been looking for a solution, because they know things are broken in the world. They just don't understand why. And a lot of what crypto has done, and this is why I think it's important and good, you see Shiba, Doge, Pepe, all these meme coins, they start, those days, they start drawing in people's attention because they're like, oh my gosh, this might be a way out. It's like a lotto ticket. Maybe I can get out of this broken system, that I can't, I'm treading water, just trying to survive, and hey, maybe I should get into one of these. So it draws in a lot of attention sometimes with these meme coins. But once you get into it and you start actually using it, you might have been drawn in by Bitcoin. Then you start using Bitcoin. You're like, man, I'm paying a lot of fees to transfer this stuff. It's really slow, kind of aggravating. What's so great about this crypto stuff? Then you find Litecoin and realize, holy cow, it's got I can get it anywhere I can get Bitcoin. It's a lot cheaper and it works a lot better. It's faster, cheaper to send. And so a lot of people, they gravitate toward Litecoin because of that, being Bitcoin first. But then they're thinking, well, this does everything that Bitcoin does and then some for less of a cost. And that's a good thing, bringing people into it. Each coin has its use case. To me, Litecoin is the sound money coin. So a lot of people who've been drawn into this space are drawn into it because they're looking for solutions, looking for ways out. And then that leads into monetary policy and what is money. I mean, okay, so we've got Bitcoin, we've got Litecoin, we got DigiByte. They have a fixed supply. You can't just inflate it into oblivion. And then, well, but we do that with our dollars. Well, wait a minute, they're not dollars, they're Federal Reserve notes. And so you really start the wheels turning. I like being around people like that. That's my point in all this diatribe. I like to be around people who are thinking of solutions instead of just, well, you're stupid, or no, that doesn't make sense. You're a conspiracy theorist. I mean, all these silly things where obviously you're not critically thinking and doing your homework and doing your research, and you just want to call names, and cast aspersions at people. It's not worth it. I'd rather be around those people who are legitimately, hey, I think this is right. And then you have a discussion about it. And they're like, oh, yeah, you know what? You might be right. Or, you know what? Maybe I should look at it differently. But not in an attacking way. And, so many people just want to attack you because they don't know what they're talking about, or they've got a vested interest in something. And so they just attack you. Rather than actually having a legitimate, hey, what do you think about this? No, they're going to say, well, you're stupid. You're an idiot. And so how is that contributing to a discussion? There's a narrative that's already embedded, and that's so much the problem right now. There's a narrative that's like programmed into people, and they can't break out of it. I don't understand why they can't break out of it. I don't understand why they can't think for themselves. Maybe it's the stuff in the water and the food, the school systems, the idiot boxes, all the mainstream propaganda, mockingbird media. Maybe that's it. But it's almost like, okay, say you've got an alcoholic father, or somebody, father that beats you, or a mother that's just a floozy, is never around. If you're a girl, if you're a boy, you get an abusive father, let's say. Okay, so you grow up and you do the same thing. You become abusive, and it's like, well, I get it from my dad. I mean, that's not an excuse at some point, because if you realize something's wrong and you don't do something to change it, then you're just the problem. You've become the problem. And you can't continually blame it on DNA or blame it on, how you were raised. At some point, you have to say, you know what? I'm stronger than all that. I'm not going to just be a victim here. I'm going to do what I want to do. And you know what? The rest of that stuff, yeah, it sucked, but I'm getting through it. And I'm not going to be the same thing that I didn't like. But so many people fall into that self-perpetuating, just repeating the same thing over and over again. And what I find in crypto are a lot of people, at least the core group I'm hanging with, that vibe. What I find is that those people, we're all misfits, right? We all have issues. We all have our hodl bag full of problems and issues. So, or flaws, I was going to say. But you acknowledge that, and you're like, it doesn't matter. I can't help it. All these factors contributed to who I am, and I am who I am right now. And I can do something about changing, how I fit into this whole vampire structure, and I can exit it. And I'm looking for ways to do that. And I'm going to learn. That's the thing with people in crypto. They just want to learn. They just want to know, how do I do this? How do I do that? Well, and it's an effort. I think you'll be richly rewarded in heaven for it. Hopefully on this earth. I always say to myself, I'll be richly rewarded in heaven. Probably not going to happen in this lifetime. But no, I'm just kidding. But it's just, it doesn't even matter though. It depends what your path is. But it's important to take that effort and move forward rather than being victimized by the past. Carve out your own future. Walk a new path. There's nothing stopping you from doing that. Nothing. Except yourself and your own baggage in your mind. And it may get perpetuated and reinforced by a corrupt system that doesn't have your best interest in mind. You may be incentivized to continue the bad behavior in this system because it's an effed up system. It's a vampire system that's collapsing. And every so often we got to say, hey, we're going to need to steal more blood. We're going to need to create some more, the synthetic stuff. What do they call it? Adrenaline, whatever, that stuff. We might need to create some more synthetic stuff. So let's raise the debt ceiling and create some more. And that's the kind of vampire system that we're in. Hi. And so you got to realize that. And a lot of people do realize that. It's just that a lot of people don't realize that. And until enough people exit and start growing a new ecosystem, and that's the key with crypto, silver, whatever it is. You put your energy in something else that you can control that's outside of government, and you start operating as a sovereign person and an individual, because you don't need the government, because they're not helping you. You know, all the incentives that they give you incentivize you to be dependent. That's all it is. And follow orders. So forget that, because what they're paying you in, they're not paying you in Litecoin, not paying you in Bitcoin, not paying you in DigiByte, not paying you in gold or silver, not paying you in anything. They're just paying you in garbage, casino chips that they create out of nothing and just put a stamp on it. Oh, this was 100. What's different about the 50 and the 100 or the 10? Different color, it's got a different face on it. That's what it's worth. See, we say it right on there. Full faith and credit. I don't even think they say that anymore. They say it's all legal tender for all debts, public and private. Backed by nothing. They don't even say about the full faith and credit of the United States. Nah, just backed by, you just use it. Just use it. We're saying, use it. All right. Ramble on. Speaking of Led Zeppelin, ramble on. Paulie P, this is your day, brother. I don't know if you like Led Zeppelin or not, but I'm sure you know the names of the songs. It's just not worth it. So how I started this, my question was, what's the tipping point? What's your tipping point? At what point are you just done? And you're just not going to contribute to that system in any way and feed that system in any way. Not going to feed that vampire casino. Hi, baby. I know you want to get out. We're going to get out. Don't feed the vampires. Put your energy into good things. Yes, like the doggies. All right. What's your tipping point? And when you get to that point, what are you going to do about it? And that's the real question. Are you going to take action? Are you going to sit back and say, it'll all work out? Hopefully I'll continue getting my Social Security, as long as I'm alive. Probably not the best outlook. We need to change it now. We need to start taking action now and say, you know what, forget it. I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to find my own path. I'm not going to live in the shadow of all the sins of the past. No, I'm going to be the light of the future. All right. Love you all. Trust yourselves in this whole game. You got to trust yourself. You got to have confidence to know that you can go out and do it, and that you're on a higher path, that you're here for a reason. Fulfill that purpose. Trust yourself. All right. Love you all. Hope you have a wonderful Thursday. Tomorrow's Happy Hour Friday, 4 p.m. Central Time. Litecoin Lisa's YouTube channel, Happy Hour, baby. You ready for some whiskey and cigars? I am. That's tomorrow, though. Today, trust yourself. Follow your own path. All right. Love you all.